Hello there everyone, welcome back. We got our first real test drive with the Orks in what felt like forever, and I gotta say, I'm already in love with the Evil Sun clan. I did call them the Blacks as before, mainly because I remember them so much more because they have the Nova cans on them, and my one little basha here with the fighters, waves, or the fighter ordnance launchers is also equipped with the blood axes, but so far we picked on a poor 250 point fleet, which arguably I want to say he has the better firepower just because of the sheer amount of bonus points he would get, since my upgrades aren't essentially useful in terms of attrition. They're more to just allow me to take advantage of my short range weaponry in all honesty. So despite it feeling like a stomp, I still argue that he probably had the better firepower. And we fought against Eldar, which sadly, moral of the story is, my beacons did nothing, especially the first beacon, but hopefully to help rectify that, I did switch over a third beacon on this Basha here, which I'm pretty much going to use to deal with arguably heavy fighter fleets, ideally, which would be Eldar, Tau, and maybe Space Marines there. It's not going to do a lot on its own, in all honesty, with just one carrier ship, so I am going to have to look out for a second one to help complement it, but as my opponent's ships start getting destroyed there, this will become more potent, a lot more powerful as their carrier ships start getting destroyed or warped out. So there is still potential in the ship, but I need to figure out what I replace so I can get at least another one to help at least take on a Void Stalker and 2 Eclipses there, I guess. But onward with the show. Well, this is going to be a fun little battle, needless to say. Although, if he has like a level advantage on me, I'm in a lot of trouble. Needless to say, he could very easily have a max level 10 fleet, and I am not quite equipped to deal with that. Potentially, arguably, because he wants to get in close, so I don't think he's going to micro warp jump unless his ships are low health. So, let's figure out what we're fielding. Because he's got vulnerable rear, so having a good number of frigates to punish that would be ideal. And I want to get this death deal in on the fight too. And then let's see, try and throw a couple tears in. One Basha for good measure. Do I throw another one in? I don't want to, arguably, because I think a bunch of heavy cans would be useful here. Unless I can squeeze in one more, I'm 10 points short. I could do this. I'm going to have to experiment with more cruisers than I'm really comfortable with, in all honesty. Although, 5 ships there isn't too terrible. I'm fielding 5 cruisers, which kind of is what I sometimes do when I'm fielding my Auroras with the Eldar fleet. So, I could get used to this. And I still got the Savages, which, so long as they're not isolated and picked off relatively quickly, they can do a lot of damage if they can get on the rear of my opponent there. Hell, even if they can hit the side of it, that would be nice. But this is going to be up close and personal, very brutal, and he's going to have torpedoes probably. In fact, I'm almost counting on torpedoes now that I think of it, so I kind of want to go super spread out, try and make him consider focusing on a single ship there, although the micromanagement is going to be a pain in the ass. It's going to be a pain in the ass a little bit. And then I can kind of converge, especially if he tries to jump me, because I got enough tractor cannons to help with that. At least the light cruisers can kind of avoid a little bit. And then we'll have the Savages just hang in the back. Hopefully they won't be vulnerable to torpedoes. This is going to be different. The main thought process here is I don't want to tempt all the torpedoes coming in one direction. Coming at one ship ideally. So, or coming at the entire fleet is what I'm saying. So spread out kind of helps alleviate that little problem, especially with lack of high energy turn. Let's have some fun though. Oh, and I forgot. Oh, these Savages are already going. So let's turn that off. Get you with the death dealer. And also turn off your auto gauge. And we got 5 ships, so without a doubt all cruisers. Without a doubt all cruisers, probably torpedoes and all that, and let me figure out where these beacons are going. See if it can dodge this, because if the death deal draws the fire, that's kind of okay. That's honestly okay. It's just a question, can this hammer dodge that one beacon there, though? Because the plan seems relatively simple, and I don't think I'm ever going to dodge that unless I had done earlier. But the asteroid feels kind of a bit of a deterrent. Oh, and why does there have to be a mine right in front, in the worst possible spot? That doesn't bode well for me. But nonetheless, if I can get a good surround, I'm in good shape, though, regardless. I'm still in good shape, but now the next beacon is going to potentially reveal these ships, so need to be careful, need to be ready, and also he's going to try, well, he's using shock attacks, so I question that a little bit. Well, he has to use them on something, I guess. I do question using them right away, though. It gives me intel. It gives me useful intel on what he could have, especially with two of them. Deck damage. I don't care about the deck. I don't plan on using ores until I'm in their face, in which case I'll probably want to benefit from the extra repair it regardless. So, deck is of no consequence until I need to start jamming. I'm just not going to get the ideal surround I would like. But he's coming to me. He's kind of coming to me. He's starting to shoot. And I don't care about the beacon so much. Now, let's go on in. He seems committed to this. And get these things in. Actually, do I have a beacon? Nope. I'll have to save that for once I'm in close. So, generator's gone already. Let's just draw as much fire as we can, shall we? Because that thing took a lot of damage, probably from torpedoes or something. And we could still do some more damage here. Now, I gotta make sure I prioritize my ships properly. Just get on in there, take all the damage you can. And actually, is this a good idea? Just force it behind me. That way its mega cannons can actually hit me. Sounds silly, but I wonder if that's a good idea or not, because I never did check his loadout, so this could be a mistake. Especially with me doing the boost and not getting the hit I want. Alright, Death Dealer, go somewhere useless. Go somewhere useless, get this thing out. And his engine's also gone. Stupid insubordination. No one likes you. But we can at least keep bossing him around. Although, yeah, with them heavily damaged, I'm not going to do a whole lot anymore. I just got to take the hits. Take the hits and try and hit his rear. And you actually have nothing at all. You have no mega cannons anymore to field. So, keep the prow facing. Keep the tractor cannons ramming each other. Because that's always fun, right? And if possible, keep hitting your target. Ideally, just keep facing your target, though. And avoid these mega cannons a little bit. Ha! That works out well. Come on, board. You can clearly board, so don't lie to me. Come on, shoot him. There, that's better, but it's gonna explode, isn't it? Thank God for the last second brace for impact, though. Although I should be using my extra capacitor recharge, because I could boost again. And my deck's gone, isn't it? Or actually, oh, now it's up. A little late. I was wondering what was going on. Nonetheless, let's just ram it again, shall we? Although I should have waited till the last second. Oh, never mind. I just conveniently have it ram me. Now board it. Finish it off. No mercy for the orcs. Oh boy, it's gonna explode too, isn't it? Well, that was, slaughter, wasn't it? Just the way orcs would like it. There was little remorse, there was no sympathy, orcs like to fight, and it was a brutal one at that. Ooh, that felt good though. It just ultimately comes down to how useful were those havocs. Because after all, once he started exploding, those things are going to die quickly because I did not pay attention to his big explosion, big sunken mech, whatever that upgrade's called. So if I had enough awareness to brace for impact and check his upgrades, they probably could have survived the explosions. So that's something I'm curious about, is how useful were those havocs? Are they havocs or savages? Sorry, I called them havocs. That's probably a chaos shit. Was it a chaos frigate? But nonetheless, they got their experience. That's all that matters. And we did lose one Basha, which, considering how brutal that was, I will take it. I will happily take it. And I don't think I even need Grots, do I? It helps with the Tractor Kannon, helps with repairs, so there are lots to consider because I don't think these crew are actually optimized to what I want. Daka Master seems ideal because I want to minimize my lock-on. Try to limit the amount of lock-on I need because really, I already got almost a really high chance for a critical hit regardless, so definitely the critical hit unless it's something that I really need to burn down quickly or it's just ignore me is pretty much unnecessary. I forgot what I was saying. Brace for impact and reload would probably be more useful there because the critical hit is so high already. I shouldn't need to boost that to 100%, especially when I'm relying on it to break through armor. So that's still hit or miss regardless. But that was a fun little battle. We got our level 3 in. And the Dakamasta, the Def Dealer, is still in good shape. That is a lovely start. Alright, this time around we're going to be fighting, well, more orcs, I guess. Well, this is going to be fun. Who would have thought that when I started playing orcs, everyone else would start playing orcs? This will be amusing. It's 700 points, so that could mean anything still. Like I said before, if he has a level advantage, that could put me as the underdog a little bit. But I don't think we need to worry too much. That's the hope anyway. What's the health on these things anyway? They're the exact same, so I can afford to have the tears come on in. And let's see. Get 2 Bashas and try throwing a few Savages to help with the flanking. We'll see. I feel like I need more Savages. It honestly feels like I could use more Frigates to kind of help with the flanking because their damage potential, especially when we're expecting close range engagement, will be pretty good. They gotta get there first. That's the only caveat. That's the only catch. And with an Orc mirror match, that's sure to happen. So long as they're not destroyed flying torpedoes or anything like that. We're gonna have to take into account there's probably gonna be a ton of torpedoes to deal with. More than likely so. Strategy is ultimately gonna stay kind of the same as before there. Although this asteroid belt's a little problematic. Hell, there's 2 asteroid belts that are problematic, so I'm gonna have to think on how to do this here. Actually, can we do a tighter arc, tighter formation, have my Bashes behind the rest of my cruisers, because that can actually work. That can actually work relatively well there, considering if I move them in unison, they're sure to be able to dodge the torpedoes if one can dodge them at all. Actually, let me actually get my groups proper. Your group 1, your group 2, your group 3, and Savages, you're just going to be ungrouped there, so long as I remember to put you, actually, well, I was thinking maybe put you in a group but together, but you're too far apart to actually do that. So let's get them moving and see what happens. Of course, gotta be careful, I'm going to an asteroid belt. I'm going to be heading towards an asteroid belt, so I'm going to have to tighten up my formation some. 8 ships, so what am I looking at in count here? 5 and 4, so I have he has slightly heavier ships than me.
We's ready.
slightly heavier ships, so that could be fighters, which is fine, because orc bombers are not exactly good, and I should be able to weather any boarding, boarding crafts relatively well too, you would think. Don't quite have the point defense to kind of fight them back really well though, but it's points that's costing his ships that much more, and I'm probably getting these frigates for free as a result, if we're going to compare, because with him having bombers, having fighters, that won't be any of use here because I have no torpedoes or anything you can use to counter. Then it's just wasted points almost, because those bombers, again, it only do 10 damage for when they actually hit me. They probably are just pretty good at focus firing though. Just gotta be careful about being too tight a formation though. That could be a slight problem there, because if I go in staggered, he has an opportunity to focus fire some, which I would like to avoid. I'm seeing no torpedoes just yet, so he could be waiting, or he could not have torpedoes, which I want to argue benefits me even more then, because those custom points are going to fighters. Well, let's see, how many fighters does he actually have? Only 2, so it's not as significant as I thought, as I made it out to be, but it does give me a power advantage. Alright. Huh. Okay. So he kills a frigate, that's fine. That's kind of okay, I just gotta get vision now. He only killed a frigate. Well. Let's see how we can do with this here. See if we can dodge these any. And just start killing. And just try and have some fun here. Actually, he's just firing torpedoes, fine. I didn't want exactly to do that, but let's get on in. And he has torpedoes, let's keep that in mind, so we need to prioritize our targets. Oh, actually, it helps if I actually, he has the black axis, so he can stunt run, so this is amusing. I do have a beacon for this though. I do have a beacon for this, so that's kind of okay. Just gotta turn on my dang focus fire and hit these things. Come on, come into my wing arms, although I missed. I missed. Now, just gotta do damage. I don't think torpedoes are still gonna hit me, right? Yeah, they still hit me. Now these things are going to be a bit of a mess, but we got a game plan here. If my micro warp jump will work properly. There. All right, by all means, there, crooked, ram yourself. Let me board you and let me shoot you. Although my ships aren't moving. They're being a little rebellious. And I can't warp out, that's the only problem, so not as effective as I would like. But his numbers are getting smaller, his prow's starting to get destroyed. And we're gonna ram them together. Ooh! This will be brutal. Rebel for me. Although, it's not quite over yet, I gotta get turned around. And my jammy's gone, so let's finish him off. Although that was a waste. I'm miscontrolling a little bit. I'm having too much fun with the ramming. Just a little bit. But once the jammy's actually gone, I should basically win this here. Oh, and I forgot my savages. My 2 little savages, which, oh, I have them burning retros as well, so at least it's keeping alive. If nothing else, they would have died to those Nova cans earlier if I committed to them, so there's my wild card. Ha! Are you seriously going to use a Nova can on a frigate? Now, let's see, can we kill him? Probably not, because we're hitting the 95 armor. Well, it's a win. It's still a good old win. That was still fun though, but I like to try out my fleet against Chaos, against Tau, and against those that would be very problematic for this fleet, because I don't have fighters to deal with bombers. I don't have effective range with lack of torpedoes to engage Chaos really well. That's what I'm really curious about. Fighting Orks is kind of just an inevitability. Really what I'm trying to say is just it's really easy to get in close because they are not effectively trying to get away, although he could have still micro warp jumped and just harassed me at range. There was still that possibility. But he would not be getting away from me. He would not be running away. He lacks high energy turn unless he wants to face away from me. And you know what's good against that? A bunch of mega cans against 25 armor. If I can hit him with that. But still, fun bouts. Fun little matches. They're not exactly what I was expecting though. But we'll see if we can keep it going a little bit.